King Walsh, and the subject is AEW's video game. Great interview. It's in great in capital letters. Great interview with Rey Mysterio last week, guys. Only Disco could make the king of PG Wrestling curse that match.
I heard that more than once.
Oh, curse that much. Curse that much.
Yeah.
Did I curse?
No. But someone DM me, and then a friend of mine also was like, "I've never heard Ray say fuck or something," you know. So I guess that's what they're referring to. Only Di could make Ray.
Ray
curse.
was but he was cursing a lot on the show.
Not a lot.
We had his.
He never does.
Comfortable, bro. He's with
look,
Di.
Not even that. We interviewed what's his name, Oscar Gutierrez.
Yeah.
What's Ray's name? Oscar Gutierrez, right?
Yeah.
First of all, why is he Dominic Mysterio? Why is he not Dominic Gutierrez?
Because Ray wrestles as Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, but Mysterio is the word. So he's the Mysterio Dominic, the Mystery Dominic.
No, he's Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, but Rey Mysterio means Mystery King, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so Dominic is Mystery Dominic.
Right, but then Spanish is the other way around. Rey Mysterio.
I know that, but the translation doesn't make sense. Is what I'm saying.
I guess the report that they were putting a mask on Dominic was nonsense.
I didn't read that report.
They were supposed to do, per the report, they were going to do it Monday, and he was.
How do you say kid in Mexican in Spanish?
Niño.
He should be Niño Mysterio.
They were per the rumor they were going to put a mask on him and call him Prince Mysterio. But
Prince is not good. Niño Mysterio actually is. I think.
Okay, so what happened?
Because he's a kid. He is a kid.
No. If you read this rumor, what happened then?
I don't know. I haven't read any follow up.
Where do you read it?
It was on Twitter. Yeah. But Twitter was quoting. Somebody.
What source?
Yeah,
Twitter.
I don't remember. But it was definitely out there.
Okay, then.
All right. So, but here's the point.
Here's your answer.
Oscar Gutierrez was in his house without his mask on with his kid. Okay, so he's probably going to cuss, right? A few days ago, Cody Rhodes did an interview. He confirmed that AEW has a video game in the works. This is a disastrous idea. TNA did a video game about 8 years ago with double or triple the audience that AEW has, and it didn't sell well. WWE's last two video games didn't sell well, and they have a worldwide audience of billions, and people like The Rock and Ronda Rousey were doing mainstream press plug. Do you think that AEW are jumping the gun? They can't even sell at arenas anymore, but nobody can sell at arena because it can't be an arena. This is because do this letter so far for some of the topics. Yeah. Yet they somehow think that they're going to sell a video game to millions of people. Games these days cost tens of millions to make. They would need the shit crazy units to make a profit. Follow-up question for Joe Feeney. Joe, I watched that interview that Disco did with He Who Shall Not Be Named, and they got an argument about wrestling video games. Disco claimed that only wrestling fans played those games. The other guy said the video games likely brought in viewers who weren't wrestling fans before. What's your take on that, Crazy Eddie? So he's asking you a question. What is he talking about there, by the way?
Is he talking about your interview with Husey? You guys talked about video games, or Durbin? Who's he talking about?
I guess he's talking about maybe Husey.
Okay. I remember being a teenager when those games came out, and I can say definitely kids that played that WCW vs. NWO game that everyone still loves to this day would start watching wrestling more after they played the game, because then they would recognize the characters, you know. So I'm not saying it was a huge number, but there's definitely people that played the video game and then went, oh, I'm going to go check out Nitro now. That definitely happened.
Bro, they're not going to do this video game if they're not going to make money off it. I'm sure they have the metrics of the amount of people that would buy it and stuff. And it's not. This is they need to do something, because they're not all AEW is to me is a weekly television show. I mean, I don't really see it as anything else. There's no house shows. There's no.
Would you happen to know if that's true or not, Joe? That the last few weeks, the last two video games WWE didn't sell well. Do you know if that's true or not?
They always sell well, but I know the last one was full.
The last one had glitches in it.
Full of glitches.
I heard everybody complaining about there was technical glitches.
Because I was wondering, video games are mega popular. Everybody plays that. You see athletes, everybody, and why wouldn't they be playing WWE, which is still, they have popular characters people can relate to.
Yeah.
But I will say this, to a company that's probably full of a lot of nerds that, they fucking collect figurines and they have every video game and they probably have video game tournaments backstage. Being on a video game and having figurines to them, that's fucking doesn't get any better than that. They changed
video game companies after this last one. I don't know. I forget who's making the new one, but they finally switched off from 2K because the last one was so fucked up. But they're really popular, and it's because it's not like you can just go in there and play Rollins versus The Fiend. Anybody you can think of in the history is a video game character. Anyone under a Legends deal, anyone in the Hall of Fame, so you can play as fucking anyone. There's like 200 guys in there you can pick from, and girls, So that appeals to old fans too.
All right.
All right, so the next one's from
Let me read this to you
Stephen
because this is the Prince Mysterio thing. This is where it came from. Fightful.com.
Sean Ross Sapp?
Carlos Toro. In an interview with ESPN, both Dominic and
wait a minute. So you're listening to a guy called Carlos Toro?
Yeah, from Fightful.com. He's citing...
Yeah, that's just Sean Ross's.
Yeah.
I like that site.
I don't know that guy, so doesn't mean anything.
In an interview with ESPN, both Dominic and his father, Rey Mysterio, spoke about Dominic potentially performing under the name Prince Mysterio in the future after he receives more training. According to Dominic, gear and a mask for the Prince Mysterio character is already made, but he won't debut it at SummerSlam. Ray said, we've actually talked about it. He definitely has to continue with the Mysterio dynasty. It's in his genes. I think we're going to incorporate that eventually and create a good story so the fans can understand the rich history behind Lucha Libre and the masks. And Dominic says, I've always wanted to wear a mask, mainly because of tradition. It's important to keep that tradition going. So, I don't know.
Where's the part where you said he was going to wear it at SummerSlam?
He said he wasn't going to wear it at SummerSlam, but I know I saw people on Twitter saying that...
Yeah, they said it wasn't going to be ready for SummerSlam, but afterwards.
Yeah, so people were saying, it's going to be Monday, which didn't happen.